Joining me now to elaborate on Prime Minister Netanyahu's visit to the African Economic Summit is the head of African Studies at Tel Aviv University, Dr. Irit Beck. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right, so my first question is, Netanyahu made it clear that he wants support at the United Nations, but what do these African countries want from Israel?
It's not all, it's some of these countries of ECOWAS member. ECOWAS is a very important regional organization in Africa, in the western part of Africa. And some of the countries want to strengthen a relation with Israel from various reasons, economic, political. Some want help in the war against terror. There is a lot of motives for this cooperation, but some of the countries of this organization are reserved regarding Israel, and some even don't have diplomatic relation with Israel. So it's complicated. It's not that all the countries in ECOWAS are friendly to Israel.
Sure. So then do you think that this has a good chance of working? Do you think maybe we'll open up some diplomatic ties with countries we did not previously have ties with? Do you think that we will be able to keep up with any such demands that these countries have of us?
Yeah, I think it's very important to strengthen all the diplomatic ties with all African states, both countries that we have relation with and countries that we don't have relation with. I think it's very, very important, but it has to be part of a long-term plan to come back to Africa. We used to be very, very close to all the African countries, and we got distance during history. But I think now it's time that we have to come back. It's a very important continent, both politically, economically, and other. We are neighbors, we are not even right Europe. We are close. So I think it's very important, both in the eastern part and in the western part, and then in the southern part. I think it's the first step, but it's important step. But it should be one step of a long-distance plan.
Sure. So, okay, now Senegal voted against Israel back in December over Resolution 2334. Do you think that we've just heard that at ECOWAS we're rewarming our ties with Senegal, but do you think that the relationship will ever be the same as it was? Do you think Senegal is maybe taking Israel a little bit more seriously now? What are your takes on that?
I think Senegal is another important state in the western part of Africa. It's Islamic state. Most of its citizens are Muslims, yet she holds some kind of very moderate kind of Islam. It's mostly Sufi Islam, and I think it's very important that we have closer tie with Senegal, and I think it's possible to rewarm the relation again with this country.
Okay, I hope so as well. We want, as you said, we want diplomatic ties with everybody. But what are the greatest costs and benefits? Let's take like pro and con to dealing with some of these countries. Again, having diplomatic relations with any country probably can be seen as a pro. But there's this double-edged sword. Will we actually get what we want out of them at the United Nations? Will it be enough? Will it matter?
I see only the pros, because I think if you look just in the from economical point of view, we have great potential of collaborate in many economic fields, like a cellular phone, for example, or all kind of economic field. And the trade between Israel and Africa, it's completely very restricted now it don't have a full potential. I think now it's time to think about a way to strengthen economic and ties with all of these African states. And I think there is a new leadership in many African states that is more democratic, more aware of their right of its citizens, and want to develop the country. So we have a chance, to contribute our knowledge to these countries.
All right. Well, I hope that everything works out. I hope you're right. Only pros. Only pros from here on out. Dr. Irit Beck, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.